me ask you a question. Do you fuck with mystery shows? No, I don't mean that CBS, CW shit where they spend an hour trying to figure out who shot dead character number 3. I mean real fucking mystery. Mystery that builds up so smoothly you wouldn't even really consider it mystery till you see it unravel. Like, think Gravity Falls. The way we saw the show, it was pretty much episode to episode. Shit happens, you don't really think about it. But in the background, you see an entire storyline just start to form. And that's really what makes Detentionaire so much similar to Gravity Falls, and what makes it good too. In this video, if you haven't seen Detentionaire, I'm gonna convince you to watch it. But be warned, I'm pretty convincing. Lock your doors, buddy. And if you're cultured and you have seen it, I'm just gonna give my little review of it later because I finished it recently. And don't worry, people who haven't seen it, I'll tell you when to click off. So do not click off this video for no reason until then. Like 5 people probably clicked off because I said that, but fuck it, we ball. Anyway, I usually have some awesome intro edit planned, but I'm out of ideas. So I'm just gonna look at the screen and hit some emotes that don't match the background music at all. Lee Ping, our main character in soon-to-be Detentionaire, gets framed for the biggest high school prank in history because the temporary principal Barrage, yes, he's a cyborg, and there's a reason for that, I assure you, but I'm not gonna spoil, so we'll just leave it at that. Puts Lee into detention because of this for an entire year, and his mom is not very happy with him, and now Lee has to figure out who framed him and why. Now, for a really simple premise, a lot of people wouldn't tune into this. What if I told you, how do I say this? There's a government conspiracy, evil corporations, likable characters for the most part. I really don't like Holger. Ancient magic, a ninja nigga, huge mystery elements. But if that doesn't make you want to watch the show, I don't know what will. Hey, fine, there's a love triangle. Are you happy? Will you watch the show now? Where do you watch it? It's on YouTube, on Retro Reruns channel. I'll link it. I'll link the entire series into the description. Damn, bro, I just can't talk at all, bro. And after you watched it, come back to this video and put in the comments what you thought of it. Tell me if I put you on or... Now, if you have seen the show, it's time to get into some spoilers. And if you haven't seen it, get the fuck out. Sorry. Man, Detentionaire was crazy, bro. We go from brainwashing with the first song ever to an ancient beast trying to free his people from taking over the earth. Well, to take over Earth, sorry. It's insane. It's also insane how the show got canceled, but I'll get into that later though. Throughout this 50+ episode journey, we meet bundles of new characters. Lee, Biffy, aka the GOAT, Cam, Holger, Brandy, Tina, Jenny, Barrage, Fenwich, Ninja Nigga. No, we never get his name unless he's Niles Ping, but I'm pretty sure that was the sleeping ass nigga. But you get it. A lot of characters, a lot of character arcs you've seen the show, right? Right? Now, I won't lie, Detentionaire is early 2000s cartoon coded, which I fuck with for the most part. It does everything right, but let me just talk the show's overarching plot. Starting off with Lee getting blamed by Rad Circles for the prank. Finding out who Rad Circles is the first big mystery in the show, and it's the most obvious one. It was cool to see Lee go through like his rogues gallery of his school and just introduce us to characters and shit to figure out who Rad Circles was. It was a very good way for world building, might I add. Just like, imagine if Detentionaire was airing around the time Gravity Falls was. We would have seen like crazy discussion boards. Like, oh my gosh, bro. Niggas would have been trying to figure out the mysteries. I mean, the fucking comments for the show were on for season 1 on Retro Rerun, and people were just going in there and going detective mode after all these years. So that's just how you know this shit was fire. Had niggas wondering what the big reveal was, even though they can go Google that shit. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed to see that it was Lynch lame ass who was Rad Circles, but it made sense. Also, one thing you gotta give Detentionaire is the fact that the little details can become big plot points. In season 1, each episode, students would be called to a room, and it would happen during episodes randomly while at school. So the first times you hear it, you wouldn't really mind it. But when we got at the end of season 1, figuring out the students were being sent to a room to be mind controlled by Vice Principal Victoria, that shit was peak. I was not expecting that. Also, Vice Principal Victoria is so bad. She like Miss Bellum if you could pretty much see the face. VP Victoria lookalike party at my house. No. They leaned into the council they showed us at the end of season 1 that VP Victoria was trying to get into, and it introduced us to all the characters on the council, like the fat guy with hella racks. I don't know his name, but he got hella racks. Kimmy's mom, Cassandra, which is interesting because she's a really goated character and she's really interesting. Stink Ninja, who is the standout character of the show. Fight me. Only nigga over him is Biffy, and you can argue with the wall behind you, buddy. But let me hit these one by one so I don't end up just rambling and taking up your time. But I pretty much already did that, but you seem to be enjoying it. So Stink Nigga. The one time I was finna say Stink Ninja, I accidentally say Stink Ninja. What the fuck am I doing? Stink Ninja was so fire just because like every time he pulled up, you know Lee was finna have more questions than answers, bro. Like Detentionaire will put a big reveal in your face, then fake you out from that reveal and hit you with an even bigger one. Like in basketball terms, they hit you with a behind the back hezzy into a jammer slammer. Sorry, I got a little excited there. The reveal in question, going from Lee being a clone of Ninja, which would have been insane to see, but instead it changed to Lee being his little brother, which is less insane, but it diverted my expectations. My dumbass thought he was Lee from the future. My ass was not cooking. Keep me out of the forensics room. I'm not solving shit. Then we figure out Kimmy's mom is evil, like 20 episodes before Kimmy, which is like 10 episodes after Biffy tells her mom is evil, which is entirely justified though, because imagine somebody you fuck with telling you your mom is evil and the only source of information they got is the biggest prankster in the school who think he be moving like 007 but really be moving like 007. Can I say pings that guy? We also see the FWM symbolism all over the show, and we finally get to see what it means. Pretty much means Finwich, worst, and whatever Kimmy's last name is starts with an M. WM also means fuck with me, which all the people who look like Kimmy out there should do. No? Okay. With the inclusion of Lee's ancestor, Worst and Mick something and Finwich, they were pretty much cursed. It was a curse, right? Yeah, it had to be a curse. They were given a curse from an intelligent dinosaur that would make them and their future generations work towards opening a pyramid, which we know has like all of his kind, and they probably destroy the human race. I'm pretty sure they were intelligent, so they knew the meteor was gonna wipe out all the dinosaurs, so they hid in the pyramids, in the secret pyramid, and they left one person out to open them years later once it's safe, and that's pretty much the dinosaur that's cursed Finwich in them. But the Ping ancestor said hell nah, so the others were in it alone. They do it themselves, but you know, they would end up being really successful. But all those years later, the pyramid is pretty much opened, but Lee and his group of friends with some amps, like a Iron Man suit, magic, and some other shit. You just gotta see the episode, bro. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen it, which you should have seen it, right? They manage to beat the dinosaur, and we get a pretty satisfying ending until they give us a glimmer of hope. Why do shows that end early always gotta do this, bro? So frustrating. Knowing a show wanted to do more with its world just to get canceled. And you wanna know why Detentionaire was canceled? Because Cartoon Network did Detentionaire the dirtiest way, bruh. The show was canceled because it didn't get an audience in the US. It's funny. You want to know why it didn't get an audience in the US? Because Cartoon Network never aired it on television. They only put it on the app, which, mind you, at the time, nobody fucking had. I don't think nobody has that bullshit to this day. You have to have cable just to use it. Nobody uses that shit. Nobody was using it then. It's useless. It genuinely felt like the execs wanted Detentionaire to fail purposely. Cartoon Network somehow grabbed defeat from the jaws of victory. How do you fumble this bad? This is a worse reason to cancel a show than we got for Symbiotic Titan. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started on that one. I'll make a whole video on that one, trust. Just, oh my gosh, bro. For now though, all we can do is just say, fuck Cartoon Network for dogging Big Bro out like that. But I love y'all because y'all be making hits, but y'all gotta stop hoeing y'all shows, bro. But if you like this video, don't worry. Since you made it to the end, I'm gonna be back on your feed again, buddy. And if you don't click on my video, I don't know. And if you don't, I'm pulling up and I'm gonna